Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about the NBA's plans to expand the franchises of trying to go to Las Vegas. There's been talks about Seattle. There's been other locations that they've kind of talked about. And my opinion that I kind of want to give is it a good idea, bad idea? If the locations they're kind of talking about, like I said, good, bad, we'll kind of go from there. Recently, there's been a lot of talks about the WNBA. They are going to actually be expanding. They've already announced a couple of locations they're trying to go to, and they're actually already kind of in the process of making it happen. But for today's video, we're going to be talking about the NBA and talking about, like I said, could these locations they've kind of talked about, Vegas, Seattle Supersonics used to be a team, they could possibly go there. Vegas already has an arena there, T-Mobile Arena, they could possibly just put an NBA team there, the Las Vegas, whatever. LeBron James talked about in the past, maybe wanting to own a team in the NBA. Las Vegas is like the location that he'd probably want to own. So kind of what I want to do in today's video is, like I said, go through, talk about the news, talk about what they're trying to plan on doing right now, and then, like I said, kind of give my opinion throughout the entire thing of, do I think what they're doing is good, bad? Do I think there's maybe other locations, maybe other cities around the United States maybe they should go to? And hell, who says just has to be United States? Canada could possibly get a spot. Maybe they go to Mexico. There's a whole lot we got to get into, so without further ado, I'm gonna go and get straight into this now. As always, all information you're gonna be seeing on screen whenever it comes to links, articles, I'll put links to it all down in the description below underneath where it says info, so if you want to go check it out for yourself, feel free. But I'm gonna go and get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're gonna drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, as you can see here from this ESPN article, this was released about September 18th, and it was talking about, like I said, WNBA, the Women's League, expanding to Portland. They're going to be putting a WNBA franchise up in Portland, beginning to play in 2026. They've already got the team. They've already got everything kind of set up there. Right now they're trying to figure out what kind of players are going to go there, kind of get, like I said, coach probably, general manager, all that sorts of stuff. They got to get all that put in place. And even with the WNBA, they basically said they have a lot of plans to try and put more teams out there, try to get more teams in the WNBA, because right now I believe this would actually push them to, I believe, to 13, 14 teams, somewhere around there. And 13, 14, I think 15 teams roughly is kind of what they're at. Looking at that compared to the NBA, where they have about 30 teams, they got some room to grow. Now, back on September 10th, as you can see here, this was put out, said NBA expansion will be on the table, just not yet, Adam Silver, the commissioner said. As him and all the, as it says here, the league board of governors and a bunch of different people from around the NBA had said, quote, there was a lot of discussion in the meeting about expansion, but only largely not for lack of interest. It was that we had said to them that we're not quite ready, quote. And I get what they're saying, because like with the NBA, they got to put money out to all these different teams. They're trying to get money for all the different players. And if you have another team, you're probably gonna have to take some money away from some of those other teams. Even though, in my opinion, I think they have way too much money going around around the NBA itself. They got more money than anybody could imagine. Then on September 17th, this was put out, and it kind of says NBA expansion. It talks about everything from the cities to the draft, to teams, and basically anything you need to know about what's kind of going on here. So first up, it says here, first question, when could the NBA actually have a new team or team? Now it says here they are targeting for 2027 to 2028 season, if possible, although the 2026-2027 season isn't impossible. So it could happen in 2026. They're just saying don't expect it. 2027-2028 season is when we are hoping it could happen. It might be later, it might be earlier. They're just saying right now that's kind of the estimated timeline of what they think could happen. Now, the question I think some people are probably going to ask is, why expand? Because I even asked that question. Why expand? You have 30 teams. It seems like you have a lot of teams in the league. Why expand? Are you not happy with 30 teams? Could we go more? Maybe, but I think 30 teams is honestly enough. Now, their reasoning is, as it says here, currently all NBA teams own 3.3% of the team or of the league and share the billions in revenue accordingly. Spreading that over 32 teams slightly reduces the share, but calculated over decades, those percentage points mean large sums. On the other hand, the expansion fee, the price the new ownership groups pay directly to the current owners for the rights to their new teams, could net teams a massive short-term windfall, and expanding also could increase the league's footprint and overall fan base, which has potentially positive long-term effects. Now, if you just heard me read all that, or you read it for yourself and you're like, what the fuck did that mean? More money for owners. Fans will be happy because they have another fan base to root for. Now, the question I had earlier, like I said, is this going to impact how players kind of get paid or the amount of money they can get paid? It says here, no. The expansion fees are paid directly to the existing owners, part of what makes the idea of the expansion potentially appealing to them. Now, like I said earlier, what cities would get teams? Seattle and Las Vegas has been the two teams kind of talked about, which I understand why Seattle, they have the Seattle Supersonics. People have been wanting them to come back for a long, long time. With Seattle, as we know, they went to Oklahoma City in 2008. Everybody was starstruck when they left. It was one of those things where it's like, why are you leaving us? I kind of understood at the time why. But now they could possibly get their franchise back to go back there to Seattle. I think Seattle has a very nice fan base whenever it comes to all sports. Football, obviously, they're big time. Baseball, they're getting big with the Mariners right now. And if they can get a basketball team back there, it'd be 10 out of 10 fan base going on right now. In Las Vegas, I think it's pretty obvious. Like I said, they already have a team or a stadium there, the T-Mobile Arena. Everybody wants a team to be in Las Vegas. Everybody would root for them or root for that Las Vegas franchise. LeBron James has already said when he retires, he wants to own an NBA team. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to be a full ownership. Do know, I don't know how much money he has. He might have that billions of dollars ready to go to buy a franchise. And if he does, he might want to be a full owner of the Las Vegas whatever. Now, like I said, there are other cities that could get a team. As it says, there are other spots. One is Mexico City, could possibly go. I said it earlier, Mexico could possibly be a spot. There's other places around the United States. Canada, right now we have Toronto. There are other cities and locations up there in Canada where we could possibly get teams. From Ottawa to Vancouver. Like I said, Mexico City could possibly get a spot. Now, here's my question with this. As we know with the NBA, there's the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. They kind of have it split right down the middle of the United States, or, well, the North America. We'll just say North America. They split it right down the middle. Eastern Conference teams, Western Conference teams. If they put Vegas and Seattle, wouldn't that then make 17 teams for Western Conference because they're both going to be Western Conference teams? Or are they just going to pretty much say, hey, we're going to have to make one of you be an Eastern Conference team, even though it's not going to make sense because you're on the West Coast? Or could they possibly go to like a team that's kind of in the middle? I guess they could maybe take New Orleans because they are a Western Conference team. Maybe say, hey, you guys are going to have to now be Eastern Conference teams because we got to try to find a way to even this out. Could they do that? It would make sense. I hope they do something like that, because if they put both, like I said, Vegas and Seattle in, you got 17 and you got 15 whenever it comes to Western and Eastern Conference teams. Now, bear with me. I just pulled this map up just so you can kind of see the United States map, just so I can have an easier way to explain this. When you look at the map of the United States, places they could go with for new NBA teams. Could they go to Mississippi? Could they go, let's say, could they put another team up in Michigan? Could they possibly go somewhere out there? Connecticut has a WNBA team. Could they put an NBA team over there? New Jersey with the New Jersey Nets, that now they're the Brooklyn Nets. Could New Jersey maybe want to bring their team back? There's an NBA team in Washington. Maybe they could possibly put a team just in Maryland. Maybe like a Baltimore team. Maybe an Annapolis team. They could do. There's a bunch of options they could possibly go. You could come down to Virginia, put a team in Virginia. Now I'm going to wrap it up by saying this. I think it's a good idea if they expand. Just do it the right way. Like if they expand these NBA teams and they, like I said, Seattle, Vegas, could they go, like I said, Jersey maybe could get a team since Seattle left to go to OKC. Jersey left to go to Brooklyn. Just put another team in Jersey maybe. And like they're saying, it makes sense for the owners to do this because then they could get more money for themselves, and who doesn't love free money? It seems like the owners are on board with it. The NBA is going to be on board with it. It's just going to come down to a few things. Who's going to be the owners? Who's going to be the people that are going to buy in and spend their hard-earned money, spend, who knows, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 billion for a franchise. Then comes the hard part about pleasing fans and making your team name, making your team colors, jerseys, building a team basically. Plus then comes the really hard part, making players come play for you, because you're gonna have to go get free agents. You're gonna probably get the bottom of the barrel, the scum of the barrel, bad players to come play for you. You ain't gonna get no really good players. They're gonna play with their teams because they know they're good there. Because I know you all know OKC was not good at the first. They had to build, they had to draft. Eventually they got good with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Same thing with the Las Vegas team. They're gonna be bad at the first. I feel like people are gonna look at LeBron James being owner and this Vegas team. They're gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna be top 5 in title odds to win a title this year. Fuck no, that ain't happening. I'm saying it now because some people are probably going to say this in the comments of this video. Be like, you're fucking dumb. You dumbass. They're not going to be favorites or anything. You watch. If LeBron James becomes an owner of a franchise in Las Vegas, they are going to easily come back to this point. They are going to be top 5 guaranteed on betting odds of winning the NBA championship that fucking year. But like I was saying, I think NBA expansion is a good thing. Just do it right. Make sure you try to make sure everything makes sense with the perspective of East or Western Conference. Make sure that everybody's kind of happy. Do what you can to make everybody happy. But somehow I know they're going to end up fucking it up in the long run. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think it's a good idea for expansion, bad idea for expansion? Do you think the NBA is doing the right thing for Vegas and Seattle? Or do you think those are the right spots for them to go to? Maybe they should have gone somewhere up in Canada, Mexico City, different spots in the United States. Whatever your opinion may be, go ahead and leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. I'd be more than welcome to kind of talk about it, guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post there and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.